Wow, what a beautiful day out. You know, there's the sun, there's the breeze, and of course, what a better way to celebrate a beautiful day than to go and find something to eat. There's something. Oh, perfect.
B NC 821.
Yeah, thank you.
I fan club you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for watching the show. Can I have 3?
Khoai lang.
Okay, khoai lang, sweet potato in English.
Yeah,
All
khoai
right.
lang.
Okay, thank you. How much is it?
I give you free.
Free, really?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate it. I'm going to share it with the whole
Yeah.
team. Thank you so much. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Oh, what do you have?
That is it.
Oh,
Khoai highlight.
Kwai Highlight. That's your
Yeah.
brand.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, thank
Next
you.
time discount.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. See you.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. You know, it's amazing to see what people use to advertise nowadays. Back in the past, you know, we used word of mouth to advertise or television. But nowadays there's digital, there's out of home, there's print ads and everywhere. And you know, look at that lady. She even had her card visit to advertise her products. So what a better way to talk about a topic of the Ielts, right? Because advertising is also a big Ielts topic, and I think today's a good time to talk about it, especially in this beautiful weather and also with a beautiful guest. We'll check out who he is, okay? Follow me. Hey, welcome back to the studio. And today we're going to be talking about advertising, just as I had advertised for you right outside with the Polanto, which we'll talk about later on. But yeah, in the studio with me is right now Đoàn, and he's been a veteran in the advertising world. He's done it in the US, he's now doing it in Vietnam, so he probably has a lot of things to share. So let's talk to him right now.
Very nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you for coming. So you've been back to Vietnam since 2012, 4 years.
Yes.
And you were working in advertising in the States for 8 years.
Yes.
Right? So a total of 12 years potentially in advertising.
Yeah.
How is advertising now different from 12 years ago?
Oh man, I mean, advertising back then was just, you know, from grassroots to prints to TV commercial, but nowadays it just shift all of that to social medias, and social media is just always changing, so you have to keep up the content and try to come up with new creative ways to make your ad stand out in the crowds. Yeah, so.
Now you won an award in 2011 for an Asian American ad, right?
Yes.
Why do you think it won? And what piece won?
We did a commercial for DirecTV, which is a TV service provider in the States.
Yeah.
And our market is for the Vietnamese community market overseas. We started out, the thing behind it is that the older generations love to watch Vietnamese content. So DirecTV packaged these stations that broadcast in Vietnamese, and they try to sell stuff. But the thing is, the older generations, they don't know how to purchase this. So they often come to younger generations like myself or you, like the kids, the grandkids, to call up and register. So we have to come up with TV commercials that's not only speak to these older generation, but like the younger generations, that when they watch it, they'll be interested to pick up the phone and like call in an order for their parents. Yeah. So we ended up having a Vietnamese YouTube sensations at the time, doing the whole like commercial as a rap video.
Yeah.
So it's went viral in the Vietnamese community, and the feedback was really well taken. So that's how we ended up winning that award.
You know, a lot of our audience actually asked, what is the advertising process like? You know, how does it start from the initial brief
until the end product that's out in the market?
Generally speaking, we meet up with the client. They present us the product that need to be featured, need to do an ad for, and then we come back and we have to do our homework by studying the product, studying its competitive. The same kind of products out there, see what have they present, what is the pro and cons of our product compared to the others. And then from that point, we then create concepts that are unique for the product, and we present it back to client. And if they agree upon that, then that's smooth selling from that point on. But there's a lot of back and forth that process between the clients and an ad agency.
So a lot of the times when you're an ad, right, you work for a client.
Yep.
And you have your own creative mentality, you have your own viewpoints.
Yep.
Clients may have a different viewpoint. How do you balance it out, or do you need to convince the client of what you believe in?
Most of the time we do the convincing, in my experience anyway. I mean, we take in their inputs, of course, because that's their brand and they understand it. They have to understand it, and they show us the true value of the products and what we need to focus on. Then we take it in and we find an inventive way to feature the plus point of these products and put it out there into the market. Sometimes the concept would be really way out there, and clients come in and they'll be like, I don't think our audience would respond really well, and so we have to dial it back. But we constantly have to explain it to them that the rationale behind why doing it so differently. Just because, just think about like a regular product. There could be thousands of the similar thing, right? So how would you make it stand out in the crowds? And that's what advertising come in to make sure that your product is special, make sure that it's the one that people choose instead of the other ones. Yeah.
Now, is there any room for creative ego in the advertising world?
Oh my God. Is there any room? Is there ever enough room? Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think we tend to be creative people. Their minds is just like all over the place, maybe. But that's how all of the creativity comes from. So, but at the same time, the clients always help us to kind of focus it down. I think zoning us down. But yeah, I think there's a lot of ego. So heated debates and a lot of fightings for what you think would work.
Yes.
But it's all in a very positive way because we all want to sell the same product, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we all want to create the same desire, right?
Exactly.
Industry of desires. So what's a day in the life like for you now, working in ads?
Day in the life, come in the office, look at the brief, and come up with meeting. Say, okay, this is we should do for this ads or this trade show booths or this viral campaign that we're doing. So luckily, I work with a really good team, and we bounce a lot of ideas with each other. So. After we have the initial ideas, and then we just assign, to a designer or like to a illustrator to start the sketch and whatnot. So, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, and then once out of that process done, then we present it to the clients.
So, because we're an English show,
yes.
What are some of the things that you think is really important about the command of the English language in the advertising world?
Oh, I think it's very important. because right now, even Vietnamese products, we always see like a little bit of slogan in English as well, just because I think not only that people trying to sell in the Vietnam market, they're trying to push the product internationally as well. And also English would help you a lot to study all of the ads campaign that other country has been done, because obviously right now there's a lot of brands from from the States, from Europe coming in. So it's the same product. You could see how they adapt it in like Europe market, Chinese market, Thailand market. So you could learn from that, and English is really the key for you to like do research and read up on how they approach the advertising process.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. So thanks so much for all of the sharing. I think it's going to be really useful. If you're interested in the advertising world, make sure that your command of English is great, because it's not just your research tool; it's also your working tool. You would have to use the English language during your direct work, right?
Exactly.
So we do have a section for you before we move on to the Ielts marathon. It's the yay or nay section.
Okay.
It's going to be a collection of questions.
All right.
And you're going to answer yay or nay to it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's have the yay or nays. All right. So yay or nay section.
All right.
Okay. You are a typical morning person.
Ooh, definitely a nay. Although I do have to wake up early in the morning though.
What time do you wake up?
I wake up around 6:30 or 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have to wake up, when will you wake up?
Noon.
That's like exactly like me.
Yes.
All right. So t-shirt over dress shirt.
Yay.
That's a yay. So you love your t-shirts.
Oh, I love my t-shirts. If I have a choice, just t-shirt and shorts.
Oh, that's
Yep.
great. You prefer to keep one style as compared to changing your style often.
Yay.
Yay. So you like your one style. What's your one style?
It's more relaxed. I put in a little bit of color, but that's about it. It's more active lifestyle. Yeah.
So
I'd say.
simple and
Yeah.
Okay. So you prefer to bring a story into your TBCs as compared to just talking about the product.
Yay. Definitely. Emotionally speak better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You prefer to work at other places over the office.
Definitely.
Yes.
I worked really well at coffee shops.
Really?
Yes.
What's your favorite coffee shop to work?
I go to all of them pretty much. Anything that's open, I try it out.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so now that we're done with the yay and nay, I'm going to invite you to participate in our Ielts marathon.
Okay.
It's going to be quite simple, I think.
All right.
All right.
Let's do
go.
it. Yep.
The Devil's Spade will challenge our guest by being blindfolded, looking for 3 items in those separate boxes. Next, the photo shoot challenge will be even harder when they have to spin at least 1 round on our tricky spinning plate until we got the right position of a perfect photo. And look at this! With the perfect fingerprints, you will see a beautiful picture. And at the monitor, series of skill for the IELTS test will be challenged in a limited of time. Last but not least, in the new version of Sneak of Shame, our guests have to sneak from eyesight of Phoebe, collecting 5 words, then persuade our beautiful host for the last one, then form the word. Is it hard enough? The IELTS marathon will start right now.
Hey, guess what this section is? It is the Tam Ielts Marathon Challenge. And who better to contend for this challenge than Đoàn? So we're going to go on to the Devil's Space Challenge.
All right.
Are you ready for this challenge?
I'm ready.
You know what to do. Please put on your blindfold.
Thank you.
We have the cute Tam Ielts eyes for you.
All right.
All right, so I'm gonna direct you. So this is your first box.
Okay.
All right, so you should look in your first box. You know what you have to find, right? 3 items:
Yes. I need to find.
passport, registration letter, as well as keys.
Probably not that one. Wow. That's lots of stuffed animal in here.
Do you like stuffed animals?
Yes, maybe. This is like parts. Oh, I think I found it.
Okay.
Did I
wait.
found it?
No, it's just
No?
a cover.
Okay. Does I hear keys? No?
No, maybe you want to go on to the next box.
Yeah,
You can't
okay.
really find something.
Maybe.
Okay, so this is the next box.
All right.
Okay, go lower.
It's left the spoon pennies. Oh, but I think I found an envelope.
Okay, that is the confirmation letter.
All right,
you got
sounds
it.
good.
Okay, 2 more items to go. Okay, this is your
Yeah.
this is your box.
Okay.
Yeah.
More stuff anymore.
I love directing people when they cannot see.
These are like decorations, but what is this? Oh, is that the pom
Pom
pom?
pom. You want me to pom pom and cheer you?
Maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna get a pom pom and cheer you.
Oh my god.
Woohoo!
Lots of things
Go,
in here.
go.
That's,
That is the
a
mask.
All right. Okay. I think I found the
Yeah,
passport.
you got the passport. Okay, so last item, the
So,
key. You still don't have the
keys.
keys yet. So maybe you want to look again in the first box.
First box.
'Cause
Okay.
Because normally the boxes that you do not find anything, it should
I'm
be.
gonna put it over there. Then.
Is that the key?
Is that it? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Baby. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Awesome. Okay, you can put it here. You're on to the next challenge,
All
which
right.
is the picture taking challenge. We'll see if you can finish this in a really quick period of time. All right, 10 seconds. Make sure you turn one around at least. Don't fall. Don't fall. Is it taking? Is it taking? Perfect. You're off to the next challenge, fingerprints challenge. Please make a really nice fingerprint picture because it's going to be given to our fans. All right. So I did this a lot when I was a little girl. I don't know if you've done it before. Okay. 1, 2. Ooh, that's smart. All right, all 10 fingers printed. You're off to the next challenge. First off is the headphone challenge, and you're going to be hearing a couple of things. Anytime you have an answer, just stop the sound and just answer as quickly as you can.
Okay.
Start. If its use in trousers was a major factor in establishing the zip as a fashion icon, despite its occasional tendency to trap parts of the wearer's anatomy, another major breakthrough came with the separable zip, the kind that opens at both ends. This type, still widely used in a range of items, from jackets to tents, is shown in the diagram. Let's look first at the right-hand side of the illustration, at the material attached to the item of clothing, the bag, or whatever. This is the tape, which is usually made of fairly tough fabric. At the end of that, there's what is known as the heat seal patch, the cotton and nylon laminated material used to reinforce the tape. Now, alongside the heat seal patch is a small piece of metal used only on a separating zip, whose function is to enable the two halves of the zip to join. This is known as the pin. Opposite that, on the other half of the zip in the diagram, is a device which correctly aligns the pin. The box, as it's called, begins the joining of the zip halves. Running up the inside edge of each half are dozens, possibly hundreds of metal teeth, each of which has a small hook and an equally tiny hollow. Moving up and down the teeth to open and close the zip is a piece of metal called the slider. This is operated by means of a pull tab, so called because, logically enough,
Metal tooth number 3.
That's absolutely correct.
Okay.
On to the next one.
Okay.
Pick 3
The grip.
words and
Okay.
find synonyms for them.
The grip. So I can replace that with display.
Displays.
Air traffic is exceeding.
Exceedingly,
Lee.
leading to more noise. Yeah.
This is going and cheap passenger flights.
Low cost, cheap passenger flights. Is this acceptable? It's absolutely acceptable. You're on to the pronunciation challenge.
Okay.
You have to read the whole paragraph. Just as long as you get one sentence full correct, then you're on to the next one.
Okay.
Okay? Go.
Passengers on the flight on Valentine's Day were so surprised to join the wedding party of the couple. They went to meet representatives of the plane asking to hold their wedding party on one of its flights They were so happy to receive more than a yes. Then they cut the wedding cake and kissed passionately amid the cheers of passengers and the bridesmaids from the plane staff.
You pass and you can take out the headphone. How does that feel?
That feels actually really great, and I feel a little pressure as well with the time crunching.
Yeah, imagine what all the students will feel when they have to take the Ielts exam, right?
Exactly.
So we're on to the final challenge, and
Okay.
it is called the sneak of shame.
Okay.
And we're gonna have you move to the end of the road,
Okay.
and then I'll stay here, okay?
All right.
All right. Sneak of shame, everybody. All right, sneak of shame starts now. Ready?
Okay. Ready.
Okay. Go. 1, 2, 3. 3, 3, 3, 3. How long do you want to hold this position? 3, 3, 3, 3. Hi, Son.
I am.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
What's your favorite standing position?
Standing upright.
Standing upright, but what if I catch you while you're slouching? You gotta slouch, okay?
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. That's a nice position, isn't it?
Yes.
I love the hand posture. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, careful, I don't want you to fall. Okay, I'm gonna save you.
All right.
I'm gonna save you, okay? 3. See, I have the power to count 3 whenever I want. That's a lot of power. 3. 2. Oh, you're good. Okay, you got all the letters.
All right.
Okay, now I have the last letter.
So what can I do to make you happy? Then give me that letter then.
I don't know, a chassu, or maybe milk tea?
That sounds good. I'm actually thirsty right now too. So maybe you give me that letter, I complete this, and then we can go for a jazzle. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you. Let's see.
Okay, let's see what words we have here.
A, D,
A-D,
R,
R,
P,
P, A-G-R-P. And you have an A and you have an E.
Mm-hmm.
Quite interesting. Huh?
Yes. Now let's see, is that a... Sorry, can I borrow this
Yeah,
real quick?
you can.
Okay.
Now this is something that will elicit a crowd just as much as a good advertising campaign will elicit a lot of attention from the public. What can possibly elicit a crowd with a P in it? Have you guys guessed it already? It's not easy. I don't think this is easy. It's quite uncommon of a word, but once you get it, then you'll know it right away.
This is probably British English, that's why it's a little tricky for me now.
Think of a strike.
Parade.
Yes.
Parade, okay.
Yes. Okay, let's see if the words match up. Okay, we have P-R-A-D-E.
There
Yes.
you go.
Parade. Perfect. Perfect. All right. How's that experience?
That was interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually not really good at scrambling words and
Yeah.
putting it together.
But it caught me by surprise though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's good. I figured it out at the end.
That's great.
Awesome.
Okay, so to close off this section, what would you like to share to our audience if you have to say 3 vocabulary or 3 ideas about advertising?
3 ideas about
Yes.
advertising.
Yeah.
Not so much of an ideas, but I think it's more of an advice that be creative, stay true to yourself, and always study your competitors.
That's great. So guys, be creative, always be true to yourself, and always study your competitors. And those are some of the things that you can really talk about when you talk about advertising during the IELTS exam. It's great. Thank you so much for coming in to play.
Thank you for having me here today.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, and hopefully you'll come back again soon.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thank you. Oh. Thank you. That's That's a great hug. All right, guys, so next up is idioms of the week. And you know, we always have interesting phrases for you. So this time, it's going to feature something that's related to advertising. If you're excited, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Idioms of the week is next.
Okay, bye-bye.
Idiom of this week. Train of thought. Someone's pattern of thinking or sequence of ideas. What one was just thinking about. Next on Time IELTS. Uh-oh, is it Harry Lou? 100% yes. Will he do his best in the IELTS real-time speaking test? We'll see. And our IELTS expert from British Council, Oliver Holmes, not only gave us the comments on the speaking test of Start to IELTS and Voice of the Week, but also give us a lot of useful tips and vocabulary needed for your IELTS preparation. Stay right there at the TV set. Next part comes right now.
Hi. You're now going to enter into the IELTS expertise talk with our IELTS expert, Oliver Holmes.
Hi.
Thank you for coming again.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Today's topic is on advertising. But before we share some of our comments on advertising, let's take a look at our Stars to IELTS this week. And he is a person who's had a lot of advertisement deals. His name is Harry Lou. He's a Taiwanese living in Vietnam. And he's quite famous. And let's see what he will say interesting. All right, Harry Lou, take it away.
Hi, Harry. Let's come in. Hello. And take a seat here for me. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So we're going to start speaking part one with questions about jobs. So what do you do?
Actually, I'm a little CEO. I'm just kidding. I have my own ice cream shop in District 1 and District 10.
And do you like your job?
Of course, I love it because I bring it from when I travel to Korea. I really love it and I bring it back to Vietnam.
And what do you see yourself doing in 10 years' time?
That is such a long-term plan. Basically, I hope I can offer franchise after I have my good SOP. I offer my franchise to Southeast Asia.
Okay, so we're going to move on to speaking part two.
Sure.
So I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you'll have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say and you can make some notes if you wish. Do you understand?
Sure.
Okay, so here is some paper and a pencil and here is your topic. So you have 1 minute to prepare, starting now.
I think I'm ready.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes to speak and I'll tell you when the time is up. So you may begin.
If I have a chance to start another business, I think I would like to open a restaurant because nowadays, although economic is going down, so people will like spend less money on entertainment kind of thing. So, but people will not like stop eating. So I think I will open a restaurant for them to like eat because nowadays people spend more time on walking, so they will not like cook at home like often than before. So the skill I require to start a business, basically we need to have some knowledge about our product. And then we have to like have some accounting skills to start up a company. And then for like the outflow, we have to do some marketings to promote our product in order to attract customers. And inside the company, we have to good at marketing. Accounting. What I mean actually is management, to manage our finance, products, logistic, and then our SOP, standard operating procedures. And then after, what will my life change after I have a business? Of course, we'll have less free time because we have to stick with our business. So really focus on the business, spend less time with our family, which is pretty bad, and spend less time with our hobbies.
Thank you very much. I can take the paper and the pen back. Okay, so in part 2 we were talking about a business that you'd like to start. So in part 3 we're going to talk further about jobs and business. So do you think that it's easy or difficult for people to run their own business?
To me, it's absolutely difficult to have our own business. If you're just going to have a own business and you're not really focused on it, of course it will be easy. But if you look far, you have a long-term plan, like what I just say, I want to franchise to Southeast Asia. I would like to have a good SOP, and I would like to have make everything detailed, so I can convince people to invest on me.
And what are the advantages and disadvantages of owning a business?
Owning a business, like, what do you mean is owning our own small business?
Yeah.
The first advantage of owning our business is we are easier to make our own decisions, because when the company grow big, we have hundreds of shareholders, then we will have hundreds of ideas. It's very hard to do things. And then maybe we can react to some unexpected situation faster.
Thank you very much. That is the end of the speaking test.
All right, so Harry Liu talking about business. And of course, I think marketing is, when we think about advertising, I think fundamentally we have to think about the business that it's supporting, right? And he's a mini CEO of his 2 ice cream shops. What did you think of his delivery just now?
I mean, in terms of his pronunciation and his fluency, I think he was always willing to speak, and I thought he used a good range of grammar, and he used relative clauses and conditionals and things like that. In terms of his vocabulary, he used some very good vocabulary related to marketing, like to promote a product and attract customers, very good collocations, but made also one of these typical mistakes with an intensifier and an adjective. He said it's absolutely difficult to run a business. Now, difficult is not a very strong adjective, so we can't use absolutely or totally with it. We would just say it's really difficult to run a business.
Some really great tips there. All right, let's see what he thinks about his performance, shall we? Harry, what do you think of that performance?
I think I did it okay, just okay. Not so good, but yeah, I'm a little bit panicked, but I think I have just talked about all my feelings, so I think I'm doing okay.
If you were to take the Ielts exam again, what would you do differently, and would you take it again?
I think I just need to adjust my feeling, because I was too panicked. So I think I just need to take a deep breath and get ready and be relaxed. That's all.
Okay, so one very important aspect of the writing task is to be able to proofread. A lot of the times people run out of time to even proofread. How can they time manage so that they can proofread?
Right. I mean, I think it is a very common thing that's overlooked by a lot of students, because when students are at a lower level, then they're concentrating on just finishing their essay. And when they're at the higher level, then they can maybe finish their essay just in time. And then when you want to get to the absolute highest scores, you really need to proofread your essay to make sure that you make no mistakes. And even as a native English speaker, when I write things on a whiteboard, I make mistakes. I have to read through my work to check. So common mistakes that I might make would be, perhaps there's a missing article, or maybe there's a subject-verb agreement problem that I just didn't quite see. So I always check my own work But you do have to have a bit of time for it. I mean, if you're writing a task 2 essay and you have 40 minutes, then it's maybe 3 or 4 minutes to plan, 30 minutes to write your essay. And if you have time, that 5 minutes at the end to see if you can improve it in any way. And in terms of improving it, there are a couple of things that I do. First of all, be aware of what mistakes that you make normally, and then look back in your essay and correct those mistakes. I'd also be aware of what I might call lonely words, words which just look so sad on their own, and they'd be much happier if they had an adjective or an adverb to go with them. Just remember, the examiner wants to see these collocations and longer words together. So I'd go back through your work, and for example, in task 1, if you said something increased, you could say something suddenly increased or something dramatically increased. So just look for any words that are on their own and think about how you could add something a little bit more to that.
Right. How would they be able to add it if they've already written the essay?
That's a very good question. I would just draw a little upside down V and then write it next to the word.
Absolutely, absolutely. And from what you say, proofreading is a necessary, must-have step, correct?
It is. I would recommend that the first thing that the students should do is practice it at home when they're writing an essay at home. And if they get an essay marked with a correction code, then they should take that home and practice maybe rewriting that essay and including the corrections. And just be aware, if you make the same mistake a lot, make sure that you look for that mistake in the future.
Absolutely. Now that we're on the topic of correction, let's see if our next Voice of the Week has a lot of corrections to do to his video. So let's take a look at the Voice of the Week section this week. If you're on, applaud yourself for a very good video. Let's take a look.
Do you still remember this ad? Wow, it's kind of ironic. But yeah, it was ad about 6 or 7 years ago, but honestly so far still my favorite Vietnamese TV commercial of all. And for those who don't really remember what it was an advertisement produced by Vinamilk, the biggest dairy company in Vietnam, to promote their liquid milk products. And I think there are many reasons that make this ad a very interesting and successful one. But today I just want to focus on 3 main reasons. I think the first one was the ad was able to grab a huge attention from the public, because Vinamilk they were very quick, and the Vinamilk was the first company to state that their products were made of totally 100% of fresh milk. And in order to transmit and in order to stick that message into the audience mind, they use very catchy tunes in their advertisement, like 100%, sữa tươi ngon 100%, mỗi ngày. It's so easy and so catchy for everybody, especially the kids, their target audience, to sing along. So the message was spreading wider and wider. And in order to engage the audience into the advertisement, they featured very happy and funny cows singing and dancing. It's so interesting. And it was not appealing to the children, their target audience, but also me, adults. So yeah, that's all about my favorite advertisement. And thank you so much for your listening, and goodbye for now.
So what's a good thing about that performance that you saw just now?
So I like the way that she used this unusual language. Again, it's very topic-specific language. Like she talked about the catchy tune, and she said that children would sing along to it. So a nice phrasal verb there, to sing along. And again, she used things like to engage the audience and their target audience, which is very topic-specific vocabulary to do with marketing and sales. So yeah, very good use of a very specific vocabulary. She also used some nice discourse markers, like at the beginning. She said that I think there are many reasons why something is interesting, but I think the most important ones are which is a nice way of introducing it. And again, in terms of her pronunciation, it was very, very natural. And I think a lot of the speakers on this program do have very, very good pronunciation.
Yeah. A little bit of the Aussie.
Yeah, maybe
slang.
she's lived there as well.
Yeah.
I have a suspicion a lot of these people have studied in other countries. I hear a little twinge of an accent.
Yes, yes. I enjoyed that performance as well.
Yeah.
And I like how
And she's got a great singing voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing with us some of the tips, sharing with us some of the comments for the
Thank you.
video. So when it comes to the topic of advertisements, what are some of the good vocabulary as well as idioms that people can remember?
I mean, I'm not an expert in marketing and advertising, and some of these people are experts in it. So they do know some of the collocations, like having a target audience and things like that. But I think there are still a few idioms that I could suggest. On the negative side, we could use marketing to pull the wool over people's eyes, which means so they can't see the truth. For example, if you're consuming chocolate, we might say, well, chocolate will always generate feelings of happiness in your mind, but you might forget that it also might cause obesity if you eat too much.
Yes.
So we might also talk about the tricks of the trade. Some of the tricks of the trade in advertising are to use psychology. The tricks of the trade are those special things that you do within your job. So teachers will have tricks of the trade, advertisers will have tricks of the trade, and television presenters will have tricks of the trade as well, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
One of the abilities that advertisers might have is to talk the hind legs of a donkey.
Yahoo!
If you can talk the hind legs of a donkey, it means that you can just keep on speaking without stopping, and you're very enthusiastic about speaking. And another thing that I think is very important that advertisers can do is to speak about something in glowing terms.
Wow.
So if you speak about a person in glowing terms, it means you speak about it very, very positively. And you can speak about a product or an idea in glowing terms to try and convince your target audience that you're right and they need to buy it.
Agree. All right. Thanks so much, Oliver, for coming on to the show.
Thank you so much.
As always, it's been always a pleasure talking to you.
And you.
All right. Guys, if you love advertising, then you should also advertise your speaking videos. And the reason of the purpose of the advertising is not just to sell the Ielts examiner your speaking skills, but it really is to sell to the other people in the community that are also studying for the Ielts the progress, your progress. And I think knowing your progress and knowing other people's progress will definitely help you a lot in that run towards the perfect score. So don't forget to post those videos and you might appear on our Voice of the Week next week. Hey, advertising. We see it every day. We deal with it every day. We look at it every day. And of course, it's a major topic in the Ielts exam. So advertising is something that's very interesting. You don't just talk about it, you look at it and you feel it. But of course, when it comes to the Ielts exam, talking about advertising, you really need to remember the vocabulary that's associated with it, as well as the effects, the benefits, the disadvantages of ads. And once you remember that, I think we're all quite good in our run towards that Ielts perfect score. So remember that, guys, and don't forget to continue watching us and supporting us. We'll see you again next time. Ciao, ciao, ciao. And hey, as I said, when we talk about ads, we don't need $1 million to create a good ad campaign. We just need to make use of whatever we have. Like the potato seller this morning who sold me the sweet potatoes. It's amazing. Just make use of whatever we want, make use of our inventory and our business contact information to advertise our products. And of course, offer discounts whenever we can. That's great, right? Hey guys, but now I really want my polangto, my sweet potato back. Guys, where's my polangto?
We don't know.
But you're chewing. You're chewing it. You don't know? Oh, I gotta go get my polangto back. Okay, I'll see you again next time.